All right, Nebraska and Minnesota. We've got Nebraska 7.5 point road favorites. The total here 46.5 in this game. Yeah, Nebraska's one of these teams where when they're asked to lay more than 7 on the road, that's when I'm not interested anymore. Nebraska obviously beat Maryland 34-31 over the weekend. Case in point why you don't lay more than a touchdown with Nebraska. In fact, 2 straight times here in the Big Ten laying points, 0-2 against the spread. They didn't cover against Michigan State at home, 38-27 win, but that was not enough to cash a ticket for Cornhuskers backers. And, of course, last week against Maryland, 7-point road favorites. They escaped 34-31 in that game, and they needed a furious comeback, too, did Nebraska in that game. They were down 31-24 going into the fourth quarter. They needed 10 unanswered points, and, of course, they get the touchdown pass to win the game. Dylan Raiola to Dane Key to give Nebraska that late lead. I'm very interested in Minnesota, and I have not backed. I've faded Minnesota a lot this year, but you bet numbers, not teams. We say that, and I've been fading Minnesota as massive favorites. 17-point favorite against Buffalo. I took Buffalo plus 17. Buffalo covered. I took Cal against Minnesota. Minnesota was 3-point road favorites. They lost outright. Rutgers 4-point favorites. They only won by 3. 7.5, 8-point favorites they were last week against Purdue. Purdue should have won that game, man. If not for just, again, too many interceptions from Ryan Brown, their quarterback. They could have won that game outright. It was a 7.5-point, 8-point dog against Minnesota last week, but the Gophers rallied. That Coy Parrish is a hell of a player. He got a pick 6 on Brown to really turn that game back in Minnesota's favor and allow them to get that 27-20 win over the Boilermakers. Now, but these failures, ATS, have all been his favorites. Now you get him as an underdog. You look at this series history, 4 straight matchups in the series. Nebraska, Minnesota have been decided by 7 points or less. Minnesota's, in fact, won 5 straight against Nebraska. Straight up, that is. And you look at the matchup here, and last time it was Rule versus Fleck in the pitching matchup. Sorry, baseball playoffs on the break. Coaching matchup when it was Fleck versus Rule. 3-point win for Minnesota in that game. So yeah, Minnesota for me at plus 7.5. I think that's the side here, and Nebraska is laying. Not to mention, it's also the second straight road game for Nebraska after coming from behind to beat Maryland last week. So, yeah, Minnesota plus the points for me in this one. What do you think here, C-Mac? Nebraska, Minnesota.
Yeah, this is crazy here. Me too. This is crazy, this line.
There's
this
no
is all
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Drake Lindsey's good to go, the quarterback. Darius Taylor's healthy. The great all Big Ten safety, Coy Pitt. Did he get hurt? I don't think so. I think everyone's ready to rock here for Minnesota. This is just, people think Nebraska's that much better than Minnesota. I'm not sure I buy it.
Yeah, I mean, they have a few injuries, but not a ton. Does Minnesota in their secondary. Look, this is the game, too, that I wanted. I had Purdue, and they blew that game.
Yeah, they should have won.
Minnesota got outplayed. Oh,
Purdue should have won that game. Yeah, mistakes.
Totally outplayed.
Killed them. Red zone issues killed them. Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah,
just a horrible fourth quarter. Was a tough watch. Purdue got the cover, but I mean they should have won. Dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
253 yards on the ground. Minnesota a little bit too. Can't run it. All of a sudden in some of these games they had trouble against Purdue, but Purdue. Like I said, time of possession, 10 minutes, but the turnovers, they've been horrible. I mean, their turnover margin dead last, basically, unless someone has 12 when updates here, but they're minus 11. That's killed them. But Minnesota took advantage of it. And back here at home, getting this line, I just don't think Nebraska is very good. And talk about their game. They got to come from behind. This Maryland team, that's a team that took advantage and been great with turnovers, and it's really worked out. So they get the big pick 6. Maryland then don't do anything after that. It was just kind of another bad fourth quarter to see these teams kind of shut down, especially Maryland at home. Back-to-back weeks, they're winning football games against Washington, Nebraska, and lose. But if you have them, they covered again. So with Maryland, they get the job done. But Raiola, I don't trust him. Nebraska's defense is very good. Minnesota still has problems, like I talked about. They couldn't stop the run versus Purdue. But this line's too big. Minnesota always plays them tight and tough. 7 in the hook. I'm on Minnesota here. Even for how bad they look, you have to take them. Nebraska's are frauds too. I mean, and in this another year, the losses are going to start to come. We'll see. Like, I think it'd be a big win just to win here. Like, I don't think they cover, but I think they could get out of here with a win, a 3-point win. But yeah, too big a line.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just too, especially now I'm getting the hook with this too. Yeah, there's no doubt I'm interested here as far as the +7.5.